We are currently in an era of superhero film overabundance. I don't think I speak for myself when I say that many people are going through superhero fatigue. We live in a day and age where superhero films make up a vast majority of high-profile films coming to theaters and streaming services, while only a small percentage are actually good. The MCU over the past few years has favored quantity over quality, and it's showing, with the mixed fan reception the projects are being met with. At a time where the MCU is at its darkest state, there's a beacon of light, a bloodstain on the ground, a Hail Mary that could be the one to save the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But before we hop into this content, if you enjoy, as always, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. And let us know if you like this format of video. It's something we're kind of experimenting with. You guys seem to really like the Fallout versus Halo video that Ben put out. So, if it continues to get some great reception like this, then we'll keep doing it. So we really enjoy making videos like this, and we're glad that you guys are enjoying them too. It seems poetic that of all the properties to reinvigorate the life of what has now become the family-friendly, safe for all audiences, Disney-run MCU be the character Deadpool. The character that basically represents the opposite of what the Disney-run MCU stands for. And it's exactly for that reason that this film stands to be something that can breathe life into what has become a stale formula. Now, don't get me wrong. There is absolutely zero doubt that what Kevin Feige has done to build the MCU is nothing short of groundbreaking, an accomplishment that will go down in history as one of cinema's greatest. But like all good things, eventually it must come to an end. The MCU has become stale with repetitive plots, generic, bland characters, and an overall lack of a clear vision and an ending point. After Avengers Endgame, the universe took a turn towards the multiverse, which on paper can be interesting and is loyal to the comic books. However, in practice, it has contributed to overly convoluted plot lines of the films and represents a lack of clear stakes, as every character stands to be perpetually alive in another variant. At some point, any beloved character who has had a send-off, Tony Stark, could return at any moment, completely downplaying the amazing send-off and legacy the character once had. I think my biggest criticism of the multiverse saga is that the films lack any kind of cohesion or overarching plot to reach a new goal. In the original Infinity Saga, the films were tied together by the Infinity Stones, and the endgame of having to come together to defeat Thanos. This is done beautifully by introducing the threat of him in the original Avengers film. However, Thanos always operated from the shadows, sending multiple henchmen to do his bidding for him. With each passing film, the threat of Thanos became higher and higher until he decides,
I'll do it myself.
The clear vision and execution of the final boss was one that led to the greatest superhero showdown of all time. In a way, after Endgame, Marvel was really set up for failure. How does one follow up an epic saga like that? The answer, you don't. These latest films have set up the vague understanding that Kang would be the multiversal threat through the Loki series and Ant-Man Quantumania. However, due to drama behind the scenes with Jonathan Majors, as well as constant rewrites and conflicting storylines, the future of the MCU has never been more unclear. I mean, hell, we don't even know who the next team of Avengers are. Where's Captain America? What happened to Shang-Chi?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Huh? We have more questions than answers right now, and it's led to fans being exhausted trying to keep up with the overall plot of the MCU. With all that being said, through the course of the MCU's life, fans have always been patiently waiting for one thing: the X-Men. Finally, after years of waiting, Disney has finally acquired the previously Fox-owned characters, giving them license to reintroduce these beloved characters. Enter Deadpool and Wolverine. The time has finally come. We are finally being graced with the legendary Hugh Jackman reprising his role as Wolverine. And yes, the classic Wolverine suit. What a sight for sore eyes that first trailer is. Seeing Wolvie sport the classic blue and yellow is something that I haven't seen MCU fans this excited about since, well, I mean, Toby and Andrew making their appearances in No Way Home. So that brings to question, why Deadpool? Why of all characters does this film have the potential to reinvigorate life into the MCU? The answer is simple, really. Something new.
What? No way.
Deadpool has always represented breaking the norm. He is a self-reflection of how silly the superhero genre can be, and is a constant reminder that we are an audience to what is happening on screen. Deadpool is one of the very few characters outside of She-Hulk who creates comedy through breaking the fourth wall and addressing audiences directly.
Fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
Since the beginning, Deadpool has always been a character that can make fun of the material and himself to create a different kind of viewing or reading experience. Marvel films have become very predictable for the last 5 years, and in a time where audiences have become exhausted by a slowly dying out genre, Deadpool stands to be something fresh and exciting for audiences to sink their teeth in. It's the perfect storm, really. Ryan Reynolds is the living embodiment of this character, and the fact that Disney gave him the green light to go ahead and do what he wants is what truly makes this exciting. Ever since Disney took over Marvel, the films have become safe, family-friendly. With Deadpool making his official entrance into the MCU, this opens the door for so many more R-rated, adult-oriented films. I mean, not every film needs to be like super gory R-rated, but when you keep getting the same formula over and over again, seeing something like this is really something exciting. I absolutely cannot wait for all of the self-referential jokes making fun of where the MCU stands today, as well as a commentary on the status of the Fox merge. Given the history of Deadpool's appearance in the original X-Men films, it's going to be amazing to see Deadpool and Wolverine interact on screen again in a way they are truly meant to be portrayed, and not this abomination. I know what you're thinking though. Disney is still going to water down the character, and there's only a limit to where they'll be able to go with the jokes. But to that I say, I agree. But hell, I was even skeptical until I saw the first 2 trailers, and then I saw this.
Cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching powder?
They know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even Forrest Bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes, but I can't.
And I thought, holy shit, they're letting them run with this. I'm still going to remain cautiously optimistic, but from what I've seen so far, I really truly do think Kevin Feige has given Ryan Reynolds the keys to the castle. And it's for those reasons that I truly think that Deadpool and Wolverine has the potential to save the MCU. But what do you guys think? Personally, I can't help but be super pumped about this movie. I truly think Marvel is headed into the right direction with this. They've slowed down on the output of how many properties are being released, and it truly seems like they're willing to break their own rules to allow this film to be truly what it should be. This gives me hopes for upcoming projects like the Daredevil series, which has gone through extensive rewrites and recently announced the Netflix show is canon now, which, thank God. This is absolutely huge, and I really hope this is a step towards unifying all of the Marvel properties into one. But at this point, all we can do is wait and see what Marvel has up their sleeve for the future. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Let me know what you think. This is just my opinion on the subject of where the MCU is now and where the kind of vision of the future is. But, you know, I'm really excited for this project, and I really can't wait to see where the MCU goes next. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys later.